Welcome to the XtextCasts. In this episode we will talk about Xtend. The Xtend was developed as a part of the Xtext, but now it is a feature-complete programming language designed to enhance but not to replace Java, at least at the meantime. Xtend is very similar to Java, but has many cool features. We could examine each feature in details, but I think it is a better way to go to become acquainted with Xtend to port a piece of program from Java to Xtend. Let's take a look at those three classes I prepared. This is the simple Java bean. It contains two attributes, name and admin, and a constructor taking name and admin and the getters. The user_tool class contains a single method that converts the list of the users to the list of the names of the users which are admins. And the main class is a simple test class. I create the 4 users here, then call the method and print the results. Let's see how it works. And here we are. You see that the Mike and Sarah are the admins, whether Boris and Alex are not. And let's start by excluding the user and user tools classes from the build path, so we can rewrite those classes with the Xtend. Normally you would use this Xtend class wizard, but since we already had those user and user tools classes, this wizard prevents us from creating the Xtend classes with the same name. So let's take the simple file wizard. And I copy the Java code just into the Xtend file. Let's start with user tools. The first error states that the Xtend library not found on the class path. Let's fix it by using this quick fix. In the Xtend we have to use the def keyword to define method. And to define a variable, here we have to use var keyword. And actually this is a final variable, and for final variables we use var keyword. We are done with this class. Let's proceed with the user class. Let's add the def keywords first and then proceed with the constructor. In the Xtend the constructor name is always new. And as you can see, everything compiles. Let's run the program again. And we get the same result. Let's use some features of Xtend to improve our coding. Let's start by removing semicolons. Then the public keyword is the default for the class and for the method, so we can remove it. The return statement of the end of the method is optional also. The last expression returned automatically. Then let's take benefit from the type inference of the Xtend. We can simply remove this type and let Xtend calculate it. We can also remove the type here and here. And if we want to call getter, we can simply write the name of the property. Let's see if it works. And it works. Now Let's further improve our coding by using extensions with closures. Let's rewrite the entire method. We take the list and call the filter extension on it. The filter extension takes a closure which takes one parameter, and this is the user. Then we decide whether we take this element or not, and we call admin property for this. The filter function returns the list of the users which are admins. Now we have converted the list of the users into list of the names, and we use the map extension for this. It takes closure with a single parameter, and as a result we return the name of the user. Let's test it. As you can see, we have a compilation problem, and this is because the return type of our method has changed. The map method returns iterable. Let's fix this and try again. And it works. We can even further improve this method by removing types, since types can be inferred. And this compiles as well. This closure contains only one parameter. It can be omitted. And the user variable here we can replace with it, which refers to the first parameter. And since it behaves just like this in Java, we can remove it completely. And this is the end version of our method. Now let's turn to the user class and improve this. The Xtend provides an annotation to generate this kind of pattern. We don't need getters and constructors, we just write the data annotation and the right code gets generated. We can verify the generated code by using generated code view. This view shows us the Java code that gets generated from the Xtend class. And as you can see, there are our attributes, getters and the constructor, together with a couple more useful methods. And let's run the program for the last time. And we still get the same result. Now you can compare the Java and the Xtend version. As you can see, the extension methods and closures of Xtend allows us to write much nicer code. And that's it for this episode. I only scratched the surface of the Xtend. There are a lot more features I go in later on. I encourage you to give the Xtend a try. I will cover some of those features in the next episodes. Thank you for watching XtextCasts. Go to the XtextCasts.org to get show notes, discussions and more episodes.